All right, so number 2. We just stated that the two remote interior angles are going to add together to make what? Angle 1, okay? So if we add 52 plus 76, so we're going to do 52 plus 76 equals the measure of angle 1. 52 plus 76 equals the measure of angle 1. Kyle, what'd you say? 128. 128. Okay. All right, number 3. We don't know how much angle 1 is, right? But we know if we add angle 1 and angle 79, we should get how much? 104. So we're going to say 79 plus the measure of angle 1 equals 104. All right, so let's do the quick math. We're going to subtract 79 from each side. 25. Caitlin says 25. Anyone agree with 25? Good. Okay. No?
No, that's not it. I did a subtraction problem.
So you did 104 minus 79, right?
Yes.
Which is essentially, look up here at my board. If I do minus 79, that's exactly what I'm doing, right? We're just getting the setup correct so that when we have to get to problems that are a little bit harder, we're used to the setup, okay? So you're right, the math is the same, but I need you to get in the habit of writing the equation so that when it gets a little bit more difficult, you've already practiced it and it's no big deal, okay? All right, so let's look at, this one's interesting, number 4. It's kind of a loaded problem. First of all, anybody know how we could find angle 1? How can we find angle 1? Kitty? Okay, so Katie is focusing just on this triangle over here, and she said 66 plus 84 plus the measure of angle 1 should equal 180. I would agree with that.
One question.
Yeah.
If we use the x instead of measure,
That's fine. Sure. You're just plugging in for an unknown variable. Someone raise your hand when you got the answer. Lexi. 30. Anybody agree with 30? Good. Okay, so measure of angle 1 is 30. So let's put that in our blank, but then let's also fill that into our diagram. So we know that that's 30. All right, how are we going to move into that other triangle? Anyone have any ideas? James?
66 plus 30.
Okay, so which angle are you finding by doing that?
Number 3.
Okay, so James is reminding us that if we add these two angles together, we should get angle 3, right? Was there another way I could have done that? Kyle?
You could have did 84x equals 180.
Okay, Kyle is seeing that this is a linear pair. You guys see that? And they make 180 together, and that's okay to do it that way as well. Both ways would work. All right, so 30 and 66 is how much? 96. So angle 3 is 96. All right, and then how are we going to find angle 2? We have to remember it all equals 180, right? All the 3 angles in the triangle make 180 degrees. So we have 96 plus 43 plus measure of angle 2 has to equal 180 degrees. Good. Okay, someone Shelly? 41. Going once, going twice. Elvis agrees. Caitlin agrees. Tajay agrees. Okay, 41. Good. Okay, any questions about that? Let's take a look at example 7. Slowly but surely getting there. All right, example 7. says that BC bisects angle ACD. Angle ACD, which means that this angle is bisected. This angle and this angle are the same. So let's go ahead and draw those little arcs to make them the same. But it also tells us that that's 90 degrees. So if we know that it's 90, but it's bisected, then how much are each angle? John? 45 and 45, right? So we know that angle 2 and angle 3 are 45 and 45, and we don't even really have to do any work there. So 45 and 45. And then how are we going to figure out how much angle 1 is? Kara, how are we going to figure out how much angle 1 is? Plus measure of angle 1, is that what you're saying? Equals how much? All right, let's do it. Caitlin? 87. Elvis, you agree with that?
Yeah.
87. All right, good. Go ahead and find angle 4 then. Someone who I haven't heard from yet today. Okay, Ashley. 52. Shelly, is that what you had was 52? Yeah. All right, good. 52. Questions on that? Is 50, anybody agree with 52?
I don't know.
How you got 4? Is that what you're asking? Because 45 plus 83 plus measure of angle 4 has to make 180. Right, because that's a triangle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good, good, good. Okay, let's turn the page, please. So 8 through 11, we've actually already done a lot of these because of our parallel lines stuff that we just finished up in that unit. So we're going to go on to number 12. Okay, so let's go on to number 12. And I'm moving there slowly. Okay, it says solve for x in each angle measurement. How are we going to solve for x if we don't know anything about this?
Can you just set them all?
Hang on. James had his hand up. That's what I'm going with. Okay, James, go ahead.
9x plus 3 plus 5x minus 2 plus 11x minus 21 equals 180.
All right, so James just added all 3 angles together to make 180 degrees. And it's okay that we don't know what they are. We have expressions, 9x plus 3 plus 5x minus 2 plus 11x minus 21 has to equal 180. As I was grading your tests from Unit 2, some of you were having trouble with the algebra, so let's make sure we don't make any algebra mistakes here. 9x plus 5x plus 11x is 25x. Good. 3 minus 2 is 1. Minus 21 is negative 20. Equals 180. The 20 is negative, so that means we are going to do what to move it over? Add it. We should be getting x to be 8. If x is 8, can you find all the other angles? By doing what? All right, plugging back in. We don't need to spend time doing that. Okay? Let's go down and look at example 14. Okay, on example 14, Now we have a remote exterior angle. Caitlin, you want to help us out with this one?
4x plus 4 plus 13x minus 11 equals 18x minus 15.
Okay, so Caitlin's saying, hey, if we add this one plus this one together, we should get 18x minus 15. Would anyone agree with that? I would. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that. Again, let's not make an algebra mistake here. 13 and 4 is 17x. 11, negative 11 plus 1 is negative 10. We have to move our variables to one side and our constants to the other side. Do not move variables and constants to the same side. So I'm going to subtract 17x. Negative 10 equals x minus 15. Add 15 to the other side. We get x to be 5. If I know that x is 5, can I plug back in and find all the other angle measurements?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. If you look at the next page, it says more practice. We are not going to spend time right now doing that on page 3. Let's look at page 4, please. Where it has word problems. Okay, let's draw what number 8 looks like. It says in triangle PQR, so we need a triangle with angles PQ and R. Okay, so let's draw that. I'm just going to draw a triangle. PQR. I'm on the top of page 4. I know that P is x minus 12. And if you can't fit it inside, you can always draw the arrow. 5x minus 27. And R is 2x plus 3. And now, doesn't number 8 look like the problems that we just did, right? Where you add all 3 angles up together and you find out what x is. Does anyone have questions about this one? How you would do it? We're okay with that? Okay, so we're not going to solve this because now that we've set it up, you guys know how to do it. So the introduction to triangles is pretty basic, okay? Let's do number 9 so that if a question like this comes up on the test, we are ready for it. Okay, in triangle ABC, so I know I need to stop there and I need to draw triangle ABC. Before I do anything else, I need triangle ABC. It says A is 6 less than 7 times x. All right, measure of angle A is 6 less than 7 times x. How could I represent that? Elvis, what is that?
7x minus 6.
7x minus 6. Guys, when you see this word than, that means the 6 needs to go after the 7 times x. Okay, so when you see that word than, whatever that constant is, always is on the second half. So angle A is 7x minus 6. Good. Angle B is 5 less than 3 times x. 5 less than 3 times x. James?
3x minus 5.
3x minus 5. And then it says angle C is 5 less than 4 times x. Who have I not heard from today? Charmony. 5 less than 4 times x. How would you represent that? 4x minus 5. Good. And again, we know we can add all of these up together to equal how much? 180. Okay? Let's try problem number 10. So we're going to draw a triangle JKL. Says L is 13 more than measure of angle K, and J is 7 more than 6 times measure of angle K. Whoa. All right, this is how you start these. You have to figure out which one do you know nothing about. Which one do we know nothing about? We know nothing about K. So we let K be just X by itself. Because we know nothing about K, so the one you know nothing about is the one you start with. So we're going to start with K. Then it says L is 13 more than K. So Monique, if we know that K is X, how could we represent 13 more than K? So we said that measure of angle K is just X. So how would you say 13 more than X? How could you say that? What does more than mean? Plus, yes? So, and we see that word than, which means it's going to come after. So what is it? X plus 13. Good. And then 7 more than 6 times the measure of angle K. Carla, you want to try that one? 7 more than 6 times the measure of angle K. Let's start with the 6 times measure of angle K. How much was angle K? X. Okay, so 6 times X, how could you represent that? Okay, and then it says 7 more than. Plus 7. Good. So 6x plus 7 is J. And then we can add all these up to equal how much? 180. You didn't get the whole thing?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Which part?
Well, it threw me off. J is 7 more than 6 times K.
Okay, angle K we said is X, right? So we're just going to cross out angle K and we're going to put X above it. Okay, and what's 6 times X?
It's just 6x.
Okay, so we have 6X. But then it says 7 more than that.
Which would be 6.
Plus 7, right?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to try number 11. Try to set number 11 up on your own.
So that's just
Find the one that you know nothing about.
so
Mhm. Okay, which one do we know nothing about? Y. So we're going to let Y become our X or whatever value you want it to. It's fine. Okay, so measure of angle W is 5 less than twice the measure of angle Y, but we said angle Y was just X. Okay. Tylea, what do you think about angle W? What could you say there? 5 less than twice X. What does twice X mean? 2X. And then you said what? Minus 5. Everyone okay with that? Twice X is 2X, and then 5 less than that would be minus 5. Good. Okay, and then measure of angle Y. I'm sorry, what are we missing? X is 21 more than measure of angle Y. And we already said that angle Y was X. Caitlin? X plus 21. Excellent. Anybody have all three of those correct? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so that's it for this lesson, and you'll have homework number, what is that, 10 to do?
Tomorrow?
Yes.